Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I thought, you know what, let me go through my most used brushes that I do tend to use in my tutorials, because I thought, you know, you need to know the tools you need to use. So here they are. It's not a lot, but I'm gonna go through a bit these. These are my go-to brushes, and I will explain what they are, what do I use it for, and where I found them, and yeah. So just stick around and I'll explain to you guys through the routine of things and what I do. So let's get started. So next up is foundation, of course. So my favorite way of applying foundation is using a beauty sponge. This one is not as bright as it is in the package, but this is the Real Techniques beauty sponge. It is a drugstore find. I buy mine from Walmart. You can probably get it from CVS or anything like that if you're in the States as well, or Target or so. But yes, so this is what I like to use. Costs, you can get a pack of 2 for 13 bucks at Walmart here in Canada. So this is what I tend to go through. I like using this. I like the flat surface of this. This is what I like to do to apply my foundation. I'll dot it all over my face, and I'll use this side, and I'll be pushing the foundation and into my skin, and then I'll turn it to the more pointier side, and I will be blending the concealer into my skin like that. This is what I like to do. This is my go-to. I cannot live without this sponge. I cannot apply foundation without this sponge. I cannot blend out concealer without this sponge. And this just blends it out flawlessly. It makes your skin look more smooth. It just makes it look airbrushed, airtight. Sponge is the way to go. And now to set my foundations and concealer, these are my go-to brushes, guys. So to set my under eye, let's start with that first. I like using the Kat Von D, and this is the Shade and Light. It's like a duo brush. One is more of an angled side, and one is more of a rounded dome side. I'm trying to... Again, these brushes are not clean, so do not judge me. But this is more of a rounded dome. I like using this side to set under my eye. This is a very soft brush. It is really soft, so it really picks up the product, and I get a really nice finish out of it. So this is what I'll do. I'll pack on the product, and I will be pressing that under my eye and into my skin. So this way, the product does not budge, it does not move, it does not do anything throughout the day. My go-to brush for that. And this is the dome side. You can see that it tapers in, so it does a really good job to get into the inner corners and try to set those makeup over there as well. And then the opposite side, since we're talking about this brush anyways, this is the angled side. So this is the brush that is my go-to brush when it comes to applying blush. You guys know this. I only apply my blushes with an angled brush. This is my go-to brush. First of all, this is sleek. It fits really nicely on either side when you want to put it onto your face, and it's small enough to get right at the apples of your cheeks, but it's not too big or too small to if you wanted to blend more backwards and give you more of that grading effect of when you apply your blush. This bad boy or this bad boy. So what I've been recently using is this brush, but I have been using this brush. So this brush is more cheaper. This is the Morphe M439 brush. It is a smaller brush. It is very dense. As you can see, it has a lot of bristles. It is so soft, like super soft. So originally I bought this to actually try it out to buff out liquid foundation. I did not like it for that. I actually felt like or maybe it's just because I'm so used to using the sponge, I just did not like how the brush felt and sat with the liquid foundation. So I stopped using it for that. But then I just randomly one day started picking this up for applying base powder. Oh my god, game changer. It has replaced this brush. This brush has replaced this brush. This is an amazing brush for that. Because it's so dense and it has such soft bristles, it packs on the product of the powder, and you don't need a lot. Like, you can just do 1 or 2 swipes, and all you have to do is just push it into the skin. I can't even explain how soft it feels against your skin. And that's all I do. All I do is just push this into my skin, and it just gives that more flawless look to your skin, and it's just set with that foundation, that liquid foundation underneath, and it doesn't give you any of those stippling brush strokes or anything like that. It's just smooth and flawless. This brush is amazing. But equally as amazing is this, but again, that has replaced that. This is the IT Cosmetics brush. Everything will be in the info bar below, and this is the brush that I used to use, and it's the same idea, except this one is just not as dense. It's still pretty much the same shape. It's just that this one's a little bit more bigger. So it's the same height when it comes to the brush, like the hairs, but this one is more pack and dense than this one. But this one is more, I used to use this a lot more for the same reason, just to apply it, and it just gives you that same finish. But I find I like this one a little bit better just because it's more dense and full. And my last couple of face brushes is now this brush. You guys seen this in every single tutorial. You have not seen me use this. This is the Ardell Techniques contour brush. As you can see, it is dirty, like I said, but you can see it is more of a dome shape. It tapers into the center, and it is fluffy and it is dense. This is my go-to brush for contouring as well as bronzing. It is the perfect shape and size when it comes to fitting into those tight corners where you want to really chisel out your cheeks, as well as blending out. So you want to just put it right here. You want to narrow down your forehead, your cheekbones especially, under your jaw. You want to blend it down. This brush does an amazing job for that, and this is a drugstore brush. Again, this I get from Walmart. It comes in a pack of them. You can even buy it individually. But this brush, I have to say, this is phenomenal. The Real Techniques line is a really good drugstore brush buys. Now, for highlighting is my busted up, I need to buy a new one, but my busted up Morphe M310 fan brush. This is my go-to fan brush now. I used to use another, it was more of a dual fiber brush, but this brush is actually much better as it lays out the highlight. It doesn't give more of an intense look. It just brushes and just gives it more of a smooth, clean look. That's what I like about this brush. You can pack it on, or you can keep it more of a subtle look. And all you gotta do is just put it on the tips and just lightly adjust that over your face. And put it, you know, wherever the highlight spots are, you know, the days when I really do wanna get that contour, that chisel look, and you wanna really clean up that contour, is this brush. And you guys seen this in a couple of videos. I haven't done it recently because I haven't done like an intense contour look, but this is the Morphe M459. Again, all these products will be in the bottom bar below. So this is a shorter, much stiffer and straighter brush, as you can see. This is my go-to brush for when I want to chisel. When I mean chisel, I mean chisel those cheeks out. Now for the eyes, these are the only eye brush makeup I use. So these are the only 6 brushes. These are the 6 brushes that I use. These are my go-to. You will see them all in my videos. You may see one more than the other depending on how intense or how many colors or whatever the case is what I'm going to be using for my look. But these are the makeup looks brushes that I tend to use and grab the most. That is my dog again. I apologize. Let me just let her in. So give me 1 second. Let me brush. Actually, I've stopped using the IT Cosmetic one, and I've actually been using the Ardell brow pencil. And actually the brow spoolie as well as the gel end. It actually comes with the package of the Ardell pomade, and you guys know I live for that. That is my go-to a lot lately. And for my lid, so I have been using this brush. It is the Morphe M224. It is a flat synthetic shader brush. This is the go-to brush that I use. I find that it is the perfect shape, and like the perfect shape as well as size to really pack on color onto your lids, whether you want to just put a wash of color over it, whether you want to put glitter over it, or whether you want to just do the Fix Plus trick again and just pat that over all over, whatever pigments you want. This is a really good shader brush and a good size to go for, and I really like this brush. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. So my first brush, as you guys always will know, that when I apply my first initial shade, so this is when I apply my transition shade, or when I apply a little bit more of a darker space to build on the transition shades. This is my go-to brush. This is the, oh my god, I've had this for so long. The name has ripped off. Oh, no, here it is. It's the MAC 224. This is my go-to crease brush, guys. This is a big, fluffy brush. It is very fluffy, so it really, really holds and really spreads and blends out that color. So when you first want to apply it right into your crease, which would be right up here, you want to initially use a lighter shade to do the transition shade, and then you want to buff that out. So when you initially put this and darken it up just slightly, this is the go-to brush to go, because it is big, it is very fluffy, and it really does do the job to get that color all over your crease. Now, when you want to do a more tighter color, so once you have the initial crease and you want to pull in a little bit more of a darker shade or so, these are my brushes to go to, and these are the two brushes. They're pretty much similar, so I will use them interchangeably. I don't think it's necessary for you guys to have both. I mean, you can have one as well and it'll do the job just as the same. I just have two, so when you have the sake of having two, you just use them. One is actually a MAC shade and one is a drugstore option. So the MAC one is the MAC 286. This is the 286 SE. I guess it's like a special edition, but that's what it is. It's just pretty much a short, fluffy, tapered in dual fiber brush. So what it does a really good job is putting that, so say if you wanted to darken it up, so you want to put like a dark brown or a black, and it's to really get into the outer crease and to blend and buff that out. So you want to just do it like this, how you've seen me in my videos, and you want to push that into the crease. And it does the exact same thing. It's just another brush. This is the Sonia Kashuk brush. I don't know the exact name for it, but it's the exact same things as you can see. It does pretty much the same job. This one's just shorter and just a little bit more denser. So sometimes what I'll do is just apply the color more densely on with this brush since it's more dense, and then buff it out with this. But essentially it's the same brush. So we like the bristles, and they're pretty much the same like I said, but it's just more so, it's just to have that color to really buff out the outer crease. So I'm dropping brushes everywhere, guys. And the last brush I like to use is actually this dual fiber brush. This is actually Anastasia's brush that actually comes in with the Modern Renaissance palette, and I have been loving this brush actually. So I really like this big fluffy side to actually put on more concentrated colors, or like specific dark colors onto my lid, more so like the outer area right here to buff that in, as well as the inner corner. As you guys can see that video that I put up last week Thursday, I think, was it, the golden pink eye. So what I did was take the colors and I just buffed it out here and then here in the corner to do the sandwich method, and then blend it in through like that. So what I like to do is, when you want to concentrate a specific color in a specific area, this is my go-to brush for that. It's much smaller, and it's fluffier, and it's just short, and it's just really concentratedly gets the color and the pigment where you want to get it. And then to flip side is this, which is a more straighter, and it's more of a dense straight brush. It's kind of like the mini version of this. That's what that does. And this is my favorite brush when I want to apply it underneath. So any colors I want to apply underneath my eyes to buff that out, I will use this, and then I'll use this side, and then I will buff that entire color out. And for my inner corner, depending on what I'm gonna do, I'll use either this again, or I'll just take my fingers, my pinky fingers, or I'll use even a smaller shader brush, which is just like a smaller version of this, and just apply that again in my inner corner, just this smaller side. So this is, again, it's much more of a fluffier, it's more of a rounded shape, and it does a really good job at getting and very lightly placing the shadow right onto my brow bone, just like that. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope this little tutorial of how I use my brushes helped you guys, and I hope you guys learned something. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what was your favorite tip or favorite brush, or what you guys tried, or tell me something that I haven't tried that I don't know about that I can use and I can try to experiment with and learn new techniques with and such. Alright, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Click the thumbs up button below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye!